got another awesome dope ass Wednesday from your favorite WCW.
Yeah.
Of course, you know who this is, Chacha Mystique.
Yes.
And who is you?
I'm JIG 3125. Hey, young world, the world is yours.
Yes, let's get it. And we got an amazing artist today. We got Coke from he's the baby of who's the boot camp
Boot
clique?
Camp Click, Bucktown, USA, ENT, the baby of it all.
Yes,
All
and
right.
for those that don't know, that's Smith and Wesson, that's Helter Skelter,
Yeah.
and everything like that. But before I Buckshot,
BDI.
yeah, but before I
EVD.
I gotta know, because when I was sitting here trying to get all the members from the whole affiliation, they said Tupac Shakur was a part of that group. Is that true?
Tupac Shakur is family to Boot Camp.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Boot Camp Click is affiliation of the Outlaws. Outlaws affiliation of Boot Camp Click. So yeah, I guess you can say that.
So Outlaws is affiliation to the Boot Camp Clique.
yeah, that's all family right there. EDI,
Okay.
Napoleon,
Because he was not the country. He was trying to put it under the umbrella of One Nation or something like that, right?
One Nation. Yeah, that was a company Pac was doing on
Yeah.
doing his doing on his own outside of Death Row or whatever have you.
Yeah.
That's what the album One Nation was apparently gonna come under.
Yeah.
And that had Smith and Wesson.
Was that gonna be
Buckshot.
like Death Row East? I know there was supposed to be a Death Row East. Was that supposed to be under that?
Nah, that was
Something
that
else.
was that yeah. Death Row East that's Lakey the Kid.
Okay.
Death Row East, but that One Nation album was gonna be the birth of Pac's label One Nation. Collaborated with Duck Down with the relationships and things of that nature. So that's how that was gonna go.
All right.
Okay. So since you're the baby of the group, when did you fall into the Boot Camp Clique? What year?
I was born when I was here before boot camp started. I'm actually
All right.
I'm literally the baby. Those are my brothers and cousins, literally first cousins and brothers still from Smith and Wesson. That's my mama's oldest nephew.
Okay.
Top Dog, which is Steele's brother. Supreme from the Representatives is my brother.
Okay.
It's just it's one big family.
How was it growing up?
Yeah,
Did-
that was my next question.
did
That
you
must
look-
have been so dope.
Did you look at it like, oh shit, or it was just like something normal to you?
Honestly, it was normal because of the fact of my room was turned into the studio.
Oh, word.
And I'm the youngest group. We had the group called the BTJs, the Bucktown Juveniles,
Okay.
and the General, which is still in tech. You know what I mean? They came through with various artists. Still went out one day and turned my room into a studio.
Mm-hmm.
Each night you had some legends in there, whether if it was Wu-Tang, Smooth the Hustler, just various artists. So it was easy for me at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Because those being my family members, it was there, but I had to work for it. You know what I mean? I was in the studio 24/7 with them, videos, but I also went to school. No matter how late a show or video ended, it was mandatory that Coke goes to school.
Yes.
If I didn't go to school, it was no playtime. So it was exciting.
So, my fault, Chacha.
No, go ahead.
So, like, could you grasp what was really going on at that age? Did you really understand, or it was just like, I want to rhyme because everybody else rhyme, or did you really know, like, I'm a part of an ill rap group at an early age? Like, because me, I probably been smacking niggas in school, like, shut the fuck up, nigga, I'm rolling with, you know what I mean?
My school days was epic though. I
Okay.
mean, because I went to school, like I got relationships with a lot of artists that's on the top of the charts.
Okay.
Outside of the music, know what I mean? Like for instance, me, Lil C's, Myth Bleak,
Okay.
Fabulous, Shaheem,
Okay.
Shaheem,
Shaheem,
I haven't
I mean,
heard him in a
Robbie
minute.
Plus,
He was another joint.
A
Staten
Plus, Little Vicious, like
Little
those are my
Vicious.
peers.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So me when Enter the Stage was being introduced to the world already, I was the little homie in the back. I was the baby
Okay.
smoking weed and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Living,
so that's why
you know.
that goes to my next question. I need to ask, being that you're bedroom was turned into the studio. Did you get a little bit of that groupie love, or did they kick your ass out like fuck out of here?
Nah, I was see. The thing is, this is the thing. I got all the love that they got, and one thing I can say about my family is that they treated me like a grown man because I was a grown man in a young kid's body.
Okay.
Buckshot labeled me the youngest general when I was like 12 years old. I was a baby. You know what I mean? My dreads weighed more than me.
Okay.
And, you know, so it was never no, Coke is the baby, you can't do this. I was the youngest person in all clubs.
Okay.
You know what I mean? When adults couldn't get in there, I was going to the Tunnel. I was going to Palladium. I was going to SOs. I was going to Vertigo. I was going to Speed, Lyricist Lounge. When a lot of people, I'm only 35.
Yeah.
When dudes that's in their 40s right now couldn't
Yeah.
get in there, had problems,
Yeah.
I was on deck.
Yeah.
You know what I
If
mean?
y'all not in tune, New York City, tri-state area, he's naming some legendary
Legend,
hot.
legend.
R.I.P.
Like
Sean
I'm
P.
sitting here, yeah, Sean Price.
P.
Yes, and it's amazing. I remember when Rockness was here, and he was saying that everybody would always be on deck. Every time somebody had a project out,
Right.
even if you wasn't the artist, you would have to do like ad libs or something.
That's what make boot camp special. That's what make boot camp special. That's why you can't mention hip hop, legendary classics without mentioning boot camp or Duck Down.
Yes.
Because everything that was done was on a family basics. Nobody was just a friend when it come to boot camp. Everybody was family. My mama can name everybody's government name, can go to Sean's house, go to Rock house. This is on these days while we record, and this is what our parents is doing, having card games, fish fries, and things of that nature. So it was never nothing
It was
new to nobody.
a relationship stemming from your parents, basically.
It stemmed from the parents partly, but overall it's from the streets. You know what I mean? Deceps, shout out to all the Deceps and Deceptinets. You know what I mean? So that right there alone, Decepticon, is what brought a lot of the family together. Because you got a bunch of the family that's Deceps and Low Lives.
Yeah, I remember when Rockness was on and you was talking about the Decepticons.
Yeah, the
and stuff like
Decepticons,
that
the low lives,
as
and
well.
everything.
We didn't really
That was
get
like
to
the-
touch bases
Yeah.
with Rockness about that, but I'm glad
Right.
you brought it up to bring that to light.
Yeah. 'Cause that was the culture growing up back then in
Right.
Brooklyn. That was a part of the whole.
If you didn't know anything about Deceps or Low Lives, you was considered a foreign in these 5 boroughs.
Wow.
The same way how you go to the Bronx and what you hear, Zulu Nation. You know what I mean? When you go to Brooklyn, it was Deceps, Low Lives, Tomahawks. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So, yeah.
All right, so growing up in the mean streets of Brooklyn, like I would normally ask what made you fall in love with hip hop, but there's no question about that. It's almost like you was destined to do this.
The funny thing is, when Still and them was creating the magic in the very, 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 very beginning, I was boxing. I mean,
Wow.
I was fortunate to be around a lot of legends. Mike Tyson was in the next building from me.
Wow.
Like the
Shit.
whole boot camp, we literally all neighbors, literally. You know what I mean? And Mike Tyson was in the next building. My uncle Batar, shout out to Rule. He was a well-respected individual, boxing and things of that nature. And we had a relationship with Tyson and his first wife. So I always stayed around him. When he was in the gym, I was taking the gloves off of him, putting his wraps on, putting them on me. I was doing what he was doing. Then I took up Taekwondo, Judo, and Tai Chi. And in that moment, I was like, I was already, I was in love with the Fat Boys.
I love
One
the
of my
Fat Boys.
relatives, moms was Buff's second, his father's oldest sibling or whatever.
Yeah, because Fat Boys, they from Brooklyn too.
Right, they from Eversfield. So I used to do that. I was in love with that, and the beatbox from Slick Rick and Dougie Fresh
Okay.
caught my heart. And once that light switch went on, it never went off, and it was a blessing because my family was already doing their thing.
Okay.
Yes.
So all the pieces was right there. Like I said, we never had to. It's like going outside. It's like having Indian. It's like being Indian, right? This is your land. We didn't have to go across the street to borrow no flour or nothing from a stranger because we had family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's dope.
And that is so dope. I want to get into some music. I want all the listeners and streamers and everybody who maybe not be unfamiliar or are familiar with his music to get a little taste of what's going on. We just talked about his past. We're going to talk, when we come back, we're going to talk about his current and future projects.
And if you ain't familiar, get familiar.
Get familiar.
Immediately.
Immediately, like now, right motherfucking now.
for?
What are
Y'all
you
late
waiting for?
already.
Like,
We
you
need to
played
catch
yourself.
up.
You played yourself. You
Time
fucking
is
played
money,
yourself.
and money
You
is
played
time.
yourself.
The people
Been
doing
here.
it on the way.
It's
Where y'all been at?
And let's get it.
Bucktown, USA, ENT, huh? Coke, watch this, I'm back. You niggas get wrong day. Catch you in the studio, book your ass in the hallway. Huh? I'ma show you just had this gun spray. I don't fuck with you industry niggas, no way. I do my dirt by my lonely, call out a closed case. I bring it right to your doorstep, you know your home base. I'm the youngest in charge, I still hold weight. Now send that bread in before you end up a whole plate. Hey, send that money in, man. Send that bread in, man. You got 24 hours to do it. I'm everywhere, you ain't never there. I'm from Brownsville, water, you know we heavy here. Neck all froze in the winter, we heat them blocks up. Fresh off that compound, hungry, I got my stocks up. My family gotta eat, get it the way you gon' get washed up. Treat you like that old ass vehicle, leave you parked up. Move back home at the 20 plus, let's get it up. I ain't got no time for the slow bucks. Mask up, man. It's cold outside, man. Fuck around and catch frostbites on your face or something. Look, I ain't saying you ain't nice, but you ain't nicer than me. I moved to my own drum, get it making the beat. I did time on my own, guess I'm a part of the streets. I'm certified, homie, yeah, you could Google a G. From Brownsville back to Sweetin', they moving with me.
I'm original. Don't
All
have
right,
to
so
be.
we back at it like Craftmatic. I told you we was set tripping in this motherfucker. Yeah. Bucktown, USA.
Home of the original gun clap.
Home of the original gun. Yes, like he is coming from the true essence of hip hop, what New York originally sounds like. And
Soundboard
it's such a
baby.
pleasure having you here. Now, you
thank
have this current project, Building Bridges. Tell
Salute
me.
the VVS Verbal. Excuse me, I don't mean to
Yes.
cut you off.
No, you
Rebirth of the
fine.
Slick is on the way.
Okay.
Yo, okay.
March 30th, 2018. Y'all be ready for that.
So we already went, because somebody told me, or I overheard this, like when you plant a seed, the root go down before the tree sprouts up.
That's a
so
fact.
we already covered your roots.
Yes.
It's fair to say, right?
Right.
So now, how is this tree about to sprout out, or is it already
I
sprouted
like
out? How
how
is
you
going?
put that. That was so poetic, yo.
I like that too.
Right?
The
Look at you over here.
The tree is definitely spreading. I mean, with more branches than Timberlands.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, I come from a proper cloth.
Okay.
I mean, courtesy of the boot camp clique,
Uh-huh.
and I use that in my everyday strives. Every day I create more and more music and build more relationships and focus on new projects and things of that nature. My album is called The Book of Daniel. My government name is Daniel, so it was only right that the album be called that. And that was in the making for 13 years.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean, so the world has been waiting, and it's almost here, folks.
Yes. So with this current project, Building Bridges, what was your thesis of it all? What inspired that project?
Building Bridges, General Steel, GS 500, still from Smith and Wesson. He's always working. Him and Cynical Smith, they are night and day. They are the founders and the creators of Bucktown, USA. We always in the studio, whether it's just smoking and laughing, but it's never no dull moment. At the end of the day, we always working. It's always beats playing. So when we there, you can't just be lounging around doing nothing. Either you reading, playing chess, or in the studio. And Building Bridges just came from a great producer, ESK, salute to him, and the General, VVS Verbal, which is another artist on Bucktown, USA, just brainstorming, doing so many records from the same producer, and like, you know what? These is dope records. Let's not let them go to waste.
Yes.
And this is what Building Bridges came about. Building, and the thing about Building Bridges is it speaks for itself, because if you read every artist on there, every artist is family, some shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it comes back to the essence of building bridges.
Now, we're building bridges, and now to the book of Daniel. Like, that's like religious. That's like, you know, you quoting scripture? Are you creating scripture in that new project?
A little bit of everything.
Okay.
A little bit of everything. Like I said, my mama name is Mary.
Okay.
I mean, so you read the Bible?
Yeah.
This is Immaculate
Right,
Conception.
right.
Okay.
I'm Mary's son, which is Daniel. I mean, Daniel in the lion's den. You know, Daniel's the powerfulest one on the board when it comes to reading the Bible. He's the chosen one. So I created the idea of the book of Daniel. One day sitting in a duck down van with Cynical. And I'm like, you know what? The book of Daniel. And she like, yo, that's dope. You know now, right? I'm like, yeah. So I had to put my boots on, my hard hat, and my good old Carhartt hoodie, you know what I mean, and go to work. So yeah, it's a little bit of everything in the book of Daniel. It's all grown man work.
So do you have a date when it's coming out officially?
No, I'm striving to have it released in the summer. I'm a July baby. I'm a July 15. I'm a Cancer. So
All right.
if it's up to me, inshallah, I will have everything in order, and July 15th, something will be out from the book of Daniel, but it will be out this year before the winter get here.
So what about shows and everything like that? Are you planning on like doing showcases and listening parties?
Yeah, listening parties is a must. I mean, because that's where you get the chance to pull in those that wasn't around to listen, and those that think that you gone and missing in action. That's the listening parties for. But for shows, I'm always doing shows. I'm always doing features. I'm working.
All right. Well, you got to do a show for us.
Hold on, before we get into the show, hold on. Can I ask one more before we get to these
Sure.
bars? Being that it's called the Book of Daniels, and you were saying when you in the stool, is either you play chess, you in the booth, or you reading books. What books are you reading?
You may read, like we read. It might sound strange, but the dictionary is always something good to read, because it expands your vocabulary. You know what I mean?
Yes.
As an artist, you have to have a long radiance of a vocab stretch. You know what I mean?
I think you need to have understanding too, because people will be saying all kinds of words and may know the definition, but don't know how to apply.
See, I'm glad you said that, because
Those words.
I ask a lot of people, do you understand this? Yeah. Well, did you overstand it? It's a difference between understanding and overstanding
Break it
something.
down real
I mean, you get a
fast.
lot of people that read books and understand what they read, but really can't comprehend what they read, which means they can't manifest or give you a definition of what did you just read.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, like that's the beauty part about growing up under Boot Camp Click. It was
Yeah,
never.
because they were deep. They were like really woke. You know how we say woke in our time? They were the real woke and conscious rappers and the hood poets.
You had to,
and,
right? You
and all of
you
that
had
at
to-
their time.
Right. That's why it's like a sparring match.
Yeah.
Coming up under boot camp, you had to be precise. You had to be sharp.
Okay.
And you had to be aware. You know what I mean? Which means of your wordplay, your delivery, and everything else in that nature.
Well, I'm ready for the spar though. Like, are you ready, engineer over there? Let's get it. Coke, the baby from Boot Camp Click, coming out here with the bars, and let's get it. Yes.
Working, folks.
Put that up. Put that up. Oh, that's my baby Nas too. You know I want to marry. That's my baby daddy in my
Second
head.
childhood.
Yes.
Devil cross who? Homie, I off you. Show you how a gangster do. Show you how the hawk move. Yeah, I'm Bucktown, USA. That's what I'm supposed to do. One arm from the general. Guarantee Coke will finish you. Yeah, cross who? Click, clack, I'll murder you. I'm raised by some animals. Smith and Wesson, them generals now. This had a max sound. This is how the max get down. Dump off a 60 drum key 5 just to make it home.
Get it.
Back on the back blocks. Verbal like reload again. Stay low and keep the hammer cuff in case you blow again. Know how them haters do. Man, cause we eating food. Say grace and give praise and thanks. You know bless our food.
Yes. Yes, bars.
Turn that beat off for me. Turn that beat off for me.
Shoot. Oh,
Little
shoot.
acapella in this?
Oh, shoot.
Little Acapulco.
You know what I'm saying?
I like to go acapella because
Yeah.
a lot of, no shade, but a lot of rappers don't do that no more.
Okay.
Dig, homie, no bullshit, I'm really pimping. You could take a trip to Compton, they'll show you how I'm living. Yup. Coke, get it in, I grind for them dividends. I'm boot camp by law. I stay get some Timberlands. I move with a different swagger. Pimp on the next level. I move CDs, baby, but yet I'm still thorough. I do the shit with a fashion. I bang heavy metal. And I ain't talking rock, homie, but that heavy metal.
Talking about the heavy metal rock stars.
Yeah.
Party like a rock. Party like a rock. And we was lit today, though.
Every
But
day.
we about to close out this super dope interview. We got to have you back when
Anytime,
it drops,
anytime,
when the Book
anytime.
of Daniel drops. We got to have you back. Hopefully, I can host your listening party.
Hey, why
That's
not?
just,
Why
you know,
not?
to God's
I'm
ears.
trying to listen. VVS Verbal is my brother. He's my label mate. He got the album The Rebirth of the Slickest.
We got a caller.
March
though?
30th.
We got a caller, though.
Yeah, let's take the caller.
Take that
We got a caller.
Caller, you on the
Hello,
air?
caller. You on air?
Yeah.
Yo, what's good?
What's goody?
Hello?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
can hear you.
What's good, man? Yo, Coke up there, Coke, what's good?
Yo, what's happening?
Chilling, man. You know, I had to call up to show my support and all that. You know, it's my bro right there. You know what I'm saying? Doing his thing as usual. Just calling to give him a shout out real quick, man. This is Raw from Brooklyn.
Hey, I appreciate it, King. Yo, Raw, Shutdown City. You already know what to do, Brody.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to
Definitely,
ask
man,
Coke
you know.
real fast?
I can't hear you. What you said?
Is there anything you want to ask Coke real fast?
Well, listen, man. We waiting for that shit to drop, man. Like, you know.
The Book of Daniel, right?
Man.
Come on.
It's-
You know, I
it's-
like we understand, you know, Coke did his like bid and all that, but you know, we listen, man, we waiting for that Book of Daniel, man. When is it dropping, bro?
It's-
That's what we want to know.
The Book of Daniel is on the way. It's definitely dropping 2018. It's on the way. I'm working. When I leave from here, I'm going to the studio. So it's on the way.
You
folks.
already, man. You
Thank-
already, man. Much love, man. Bucktown, USA, man. Shutdown City, the
Bucktown.
outfit, man.
Yeah.
Salute,
Yeah,
salute,
man. You know,
King.
watch out for my joints coming too, man. You know, Raw, man. I'm coming for you niggas, man.
Yeah,
For
that's
real,
a-
but
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
Coco night.
Yo, hold on,
You know?
Raw. Speaking of that, me and Raw is working on a record right now. Raw, he got he
Oh,
got a joint that's
definitely, yeah,
buzzing with
man.
Math Hoffa. That's
Ooh,
ridiculous
and we
right
got Matt
now.
Hoffa in the
Yeah,
building.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out
that's
my
dope.
dude, man.
That's
Hoffa,
dope.
man.
That's the
Got that
homie.
joint out right now. Yeah.
All right. Well, before we wrap this interview up, is there anything you want to say? You could tell everybody that your handle, where they could find you,
Yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yo, listen, you can find me, man, at _, you know, at, of course, _ RAWRIOR. You know what I'm saying? Warrior. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Shout out to my boy Coco again, Verb. You know, the whole Doug Daniel family.
Appreciate
You know what
you,
I'm
bro.
saying?
Appreciate
And you know, we coming, man. As you can see, my man on his grind, man. We coming, man. So
Number
hold your
one
head,
independent.
you know, listen out for them joints, for real.
All right. And how about you, Coke?
Y'all can find me at Money to Burn, MONEYTABURN on Instagram and Daniel Thomas on Facebook. Other than that, Google me. You dig?
Google
Yeah.
me, bitch.
Word
And
up.
thank you so much for coming through. And this was amazing. We gotta have you back when the Book of Daniel drop, and we need
Will
to
do.
plan some major things.
Well, hopefully y'all see me before then, cause I'm trying to get my boy VVS Verbal up here soon. as
okay, we
possible.
can do that. You know,
Sure,
you know
that
how to
Book of the
holler at
Slickest.
me. You
Will
know
do.
how to holler
Will
at
do.
me, and I come through
Will
with
do.
the shits. I'm with the shits. Yeah. So thank you again, and it was amazing the interview. We be right back with Starbucks. Connecticut is definitely in the motherfucking building.
Shout out
But
to
we gonna-
Connecticut. Shout out to
Shout out to
Hartford.
Connecticut, yes.
Book of
And-
Daniel on the way, man.
Yes, Book of
Bucktown
Daniel
USA
on the
Boot Camp Click.
motherfucking way. We're gonna
Yeah.
ride out to some more coke, and we'll be right back with
Shout out to my Brick Squad
Starbucks.
family.
Yes, Brooklyn. Ow! Let's get it. That was dope.
Bucktown, USA. It's VVS Verbal. Butter knife. Let's get it. Brooklyn Nights. Addicted to the game, shit, I love the life. Hot cold as winter, block hotter than summer nights. Was tipsy in the club, think I just found another wife. 3-piece suit, I was sharp as a cutting knife. Diamonds on my watch look like colored lights. Buying out the bar, car hitting another swipe. Line after line, always fire and structured tight. Coney Island, them's mind state, I'm like, hit your life, you thinking right. The father of flows is Herbie, baby. Couple spins on the radio, know you heard me lately. They run up on me, you look familiar, then worded vaguely. We the army, ready at the Navy. BTU boys, stepping up the stairs, always VV2 poised. Make incredible music, got hot songs, comment fire signs, movie emojis, and popcorn. Gone. Come spend the night in my city. This shifty, we low down, burrow, grimy and gritty. My old head's witty, the young boys got it litty. We stand up, man up, never looking for pity. Come spend the night in my city. This shifty, we low down, burrow, grimy and gritty. My old head's witty, the young boys got it litty. We stand up, man.